approached your company to join forces, what would be some advantages and disadvantages?
Well, Google is, like I was speaking to before, Google is something that no one talks about anymore. They just use it, right? So Google definitely achieved that maximum distribution and achieved the utility aspect of technology. Something interesting would be distribution. Would be, a very stable company like Google working with a very small and young company like us. It'd definitely be interesting, but I don't think it really helps Twitter users in many ways. I really haven't seen evidence of that, and that's what we need to be concerned with. How are we helping our users? Doesn't make sense. We can't answer the question like, what would Google do for us? It's really like what would our users get out of a partnership with Google? How can we justify working and spending time talking with a big company like Google to better the experience of our everyday user? And if we don't have a solid answer for that, then we're not going to do it.
I was wondering if you have your account open for anyone to follow you, are you planning on putting any kind of filters on there? Because I signed up for Twitter about a week ago, and within 4 minutes I got an email saying XXX Celebrities is following you. So if I was like an 8-year-old in the Bible Belt, my parents would pull it. So is there any plans? Maybe put a filter saying, okay, this kind of person can't follow you or anything like that.
Yeah. So it's definitely something that we need to address, and there's two answers to that. The first is that with any new technology, you're going to have people trying to exploit it, and that exploitation is going to evolve. And that person following you, or that organization, I don't know who it was, or why they were following you, they're trying something new, and it's kind of a wild west at the moment. So they're just broadcasting this out. But since Twitter is completely recipient controlled, it's really up to your attention to act on that. You don't have to get those emails. That's not well known. But you can safely ignore the people that are following you. However, it is annoying, and it's not valuable. The problem with putting filters on something like this is suddenly you have to think about something else, right? You have to think about what you have to take away now. And the real success of Twitter has been minimizing the concept so that you're not thinking at all. You're not thinking about the conceptual abstractions and debris around communication. You're simply getting the message out. The constraint of 140 characters inspires you subconsciously to be more of the moment and to not compose yourself as much. And the whole technology is built around that. It's getting rid of all the corrupt, and getting rid of all the difficult things that you have to think about. Like email is a great example of what I love to bring up. Is that with email, you're sending a message to your friend, and you fill out your friend's name and then a subject line. You're like, oh, subject line, I don't know, I'm just gonna put something there, and then you write the message, right? Or and sometimes that subject line flavors what the message is, or you write the message first, and then you kind of like try to summarize in the subject line, or you put the whole message in the subject line, or you put the whole message in the body. But suddenly, you have a barrier to communication. You wanted to say something, and suddenly you're presented with something that you have to compose yourself now, and you have to like slow down. And you're like, oh, I gotta do this, and I gotta do this, and I gotta filter this out, and I gotta filter this out.